By pressing play, you've been transported to escape velocity, where the random and ridiculous thoughts expressed here do not reflect the views of the store or the employees. There will be no apologies for the things said today by your hosts and their guests. With that being said, enjoy the experience.
I always think I know the lyrics.
Just ride with me, just ride with me, just ride with me.
So y'all didn't get the memo at change.
Now just slide with me, just slide with me, just slide with me. Now bring it back.
Okay, with that, let's go ahead and jump into today's very special episode of Escaping
Yo, where the captions at?
Podcast.
The two best podcasts in Colorado Springs when it comes to all things geek, nerdy, ridiculous, random, and everything in between.
And by everything in between, those moments where you're wondering, where are those captions? Can I find them? Where are they? I should sing about it.
Word, and I won't hear. You gotta hear that shit.
You gotta tune into the Kelsey Ross's show for that. As always, I am one of your hosts.
No music? Yay!
Top of the morning to ye. Top of the morning, yo. Where are the captions at? Today with the episode show. Whatever.
I was expecting like I don't really know, but you know.
Yeah, low-key I was thinking about it, but like I can't do no Irish jig on. Nah, word.
So today, as always, I am one of your hosts, Daniel Rojas. I'm here. I'm in large. I'm queer, and I'm in charge. Then we've got across from me one of my hosts.
Yours truly, Kels for Show, a.k.a. I'm not lucky, I'm just charming. And with me always is my bro host.
And you know who it is. It's Roscoe, a.k.a. the one-eyed bandit, but yet better yet known to everybody as their favorite four-leaf clover.
I don't think I've ever called you that, but now that you said
how
it.
lucky have you been when I've been around you?
Not when we play beer pong. Joining us
because
as
you're on
well.
the opposing team.
Joining us
Can't
as
make
well
that luck, baby.
is our third host from Escaping Podcast. You know her, you love her, you missed her last week, but she is here.
I'm Michelle with no intro.
No intro, Michelle.
Yes.
Interesting.
Word.
We do have a special guest.
And speaking of a special guest, because, you know, we got Yo Where the Captions At, and Rosso is my official bro host on that, a.k.a. the Black Clover. I don't know why you didn't make that anime intro for yourself.
Shit,
but anyway, because you don't fuck with that anime.
Wait,
but
Clover from Totally Spies?
No, not that Black
The nigga
Clover.
that ain't got magic
Black Clover,
powers.
but he has the dark magic.
I ain't been watching since episode 3.
Word. But joining us today is our official first special host, which none other than our very, very good friend. She's lucky in her own right. You heard her on the podcast, you heard her on Escaping, you heard her on ours. And
She's the first one to do both.
Exactly.
Yes.
Not counting Michelle.
Well, Michelle's a host.
Yes, a host.
Yeah.
But yes, she's one of the first guests to be on both platforms, and she's well deserving of that. None other than...
What up, y'all? It's Leslie, a.k.a. Rice Cakes. We're going to introduce that name on this show.
Rice cake.
I was going to make a rice cake sound, but I realized they don't make sounds.
They crunch.
They
crunch.
crinkle. Yeah. Also,
But not like Rice Krispies.
I'm thinking more Rice Krispies. You know what? That's on me. So today we are talking about the one holiday where everyone decides they're going to get drunk. Wait, no, they also appropriate brown people holidays like Cinco de Mayo. But today's St. Patrick's Day, and we're talking about St. Patrick's Day stuff.
Yes, we are, guys. And you know what that means. A lot of greenery, a lot of...
The official color is blue, though.
You're over here.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
Plot twist? You don't
know
fuck with
that?
the whole... No, nigga. How do I supposed to know that when
I'm
everything's
sorry.
green? Shamrock shakes, four-leaf clovers, leprechauns,
Yeah.
green beer,
As much as I love Irish folks,
Chlamydia.
I ain't never knew that it was
chlamydia.
Gonorrhea.
Blue waffles.
Blue
I don't know.
waffles?
What are we talking
Not
about
one
right
Irish
now?
person
I
told me
feel
that
like
it was blue for St. Patty's Day. And why haven't nobody corrected that? Why are we going with this
Yeah,
green
why
shit?
don't we know that that's actually blue?
Yeah, Irish people. What the fuck are you trying to hide?
Will you enlighten us, please, Michelle?
I don't know. I just know the history that it was blue.
Oh.
I only won that like on a country radio quiz one year, and I
What?
was like, I called in and I was like, it's blue, and then I won.
So is that something that...
Is it supposed to represent the flag? Because I know their flag is blue.
No,
white
the
and blue.
flag is orange, white, and green.
What flag are you talking
The
about?
Ireland
I ain't
flag.
thinking of
The Ireland flag,
I
right?
ain't thinking of a.
Wait, am I right?
No, I think I'm
No, I'm talking about me.
I think
I
I
got
might
the
be thinking
answer.
of green.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I think I might be.
Let's turn it over to
green.
Leslie, who has
Oh.
the actual answer.
So St. Patrick's color was blue, not green. The hue, St. Patrick's blue, a lighter shade, can still be seen on ancient Irish flags and was used on armbands and flags by the members of the Irish Citizen Army, whose 1916 Easter Rising attempted to end British rule.
See, I knew they had.
They're always
No,
trying to do that.
I never say they didn't. I'm trying to figure out why. Was it
Yeah.
like the Americanized of it? So like, fuck the blue shit. We gonna green this shit out because we like money.
Yeah.
That's one thing.
Right.
It's like American.
Because
It's like Cinco de Mayo. How we took that and flip it into something that it really doesn't stand for.
Because the only reason why I knew they wore blue a lot was because I don't know why, but I used to love watching Irish mob movies, not not American
straight from the
Irish.
source.
I like to see my drunks.
He's all, when I was in
like
Ireland.
to see my drunks be drunk.
Back in that day.
Irish comedy action movies are hilarious.
Tell you what, if you want to see the drunks be drunk, you don't have to wait till St. Patrick's Day.
no.
Come over to my house. My family gets wild.
Oh, that house thought you meant Drundo.
Oh,
Yeah, I
both
thought
of
we. If I say drunk,
No, they handle the liquor well in
St.
Drundo.
Patrick's Day.
See.
Let's talk about some of the stuff that you guys really landed on the four-leaf clover that is your heart, and what things you felt compelled to talk to. Because
Don't do
I will
that.
tell you, I did not prep for this one as much, so I'm leaving it to you guys.
Oh,
Word.
word.
I am your moderator, and since that's the case, for the rest of the time, as offensive as it is, I'll be talking like this, and we're gonna keep on going and making it a shillelagh day.
I hope you keep that up for the whole
Word.
episode,
Yeah.
too.
If I can do it, I'll be impressed.
Oh, you want a Vegeta this shit?
Oh, why?
You want Vegeta
Dare
shit?
you to.
Because, first off, don't compare my heart to a four-leaf clover because my love life is not lucky at all, nigga. And that's
Hella
mad
not
disrespectful.
lucky.
None of
We
us
know-
are
we know
trying to
that.
cry, boyo. Let's turn it over to Leslie. Leslie, go ahead and tell us, who did you pick? What did you pick?
All
Why
right.
are you feeling this way?
I'm liking
Nigga, you
it,
need
by
to
the
pick
way.
a
Keep it
different
coming. So for our St. Patrick's Day theme, I chose a Disney throwback, Luck of the Irish.
Yay!
Any Disney fans slash, what are we, Gen X, Gen Y? I don't even
No,
know.
No, we're millennials,
We're
technically.
actually
We're millennials?
millennials. Yeah.
Technically. I didn't know that. I was seeing on millennials
Any other
forever.
millennials
I feel
recognize
like
that
that
movie?
movie sounds familiar, but I haven't seen it.
Oh,
You probably
girl.
Yeah, no.
It's like one of the
oh,
OGs, like with Smart House,
Oh,
Up
I
Up and
like
Away.
Smart, yeah.
There's
It's-
Look at the Irish.
The main dude from Smart House, I want to say.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
it was
wasn't
the
he
kid.
the
I
same
had to break it
guy?
because we're talking
Same
about
guy
this
from-
fucking movie.
Ooh, dead.
I know.
The Irishman died.
The Irishman died because in this movie, the Irishman lives.
This is true.
So
All of them, actually.
Well, except for the guy from Psych.
I know.
Yeah, it's
Uh-oh.
Lassie. It's Lassie.
Lassiter's in
Yeah, last season.
He's the villain. He's the bad.
villain.
He's the
He
bad.
is.
guy.
Phoenix
He's the
McTiernan?
bad
Oh,
brother
shit.
that he had to
McTiernan?
wrestle.
He is. Go
He-
ahead, Leslie.
Although,
Break it down, girl.
fact check for you though, he does live on the shores of Erie.
Oh,
Hey.
Irie.
Because
One more game, what was that?
It's the Irie.
All right.
I don't even know, but basically he got stuck in Ohio. So spoiler alert for those
That
who
was the
haven't seen it.
craziest thing with that, where they're like, "Where are we from, Mom?"
Is it
We're
really
from
a spoiler
Ohio,
alert
and that's
when
the
these
only
movies-
place we're from.
Right, and they wanted to say that their history was back in New York and whatever, and that they're just pure Americans, right? Well,
Which doesn't exist.
Yeah, I'm Native American. We're pure Americans. I'll give you that.
Wait, don't disrespect your other lineage.
Yeah, the other ones, not today.
Okay, all right. Woo, Lord.
That's for me.
Yeah,
that's for me.
it's gonna be
Hey,
May.
God damn it.
So,
You owe me a shot.
give us the rundown of what this movie's about. Who are we following? What's it about, other than lucky Irish blokes?
So we are following this kid in high school who, his name is Kyle Johnson, played by Ryan Merriman.
Merriman.
I always forget.
Merriman.
Sorry if I butchered it. But we're following him through this story about how he's this lucky kid, and then out of nowhere, all of that luck just disappears. So we come to find out that...
Isn't that puberty?
No, Michelle, that's the 13th year.
No.
yes, the 13th
No,
year.
puberty gave me my real magic power.
I guess it depends on who you talk
And let
to.
me know anytime I roll my wand, I can have a good show.
So anyway, he ends up losing all of his luck in a series of different things that just shows that all of his luck literally disappeared. It's not in and out, it's gone.
Now,
And-
did his luck come naturally? Like, was he born with it?
So it was it turned out there was a lucky coin that he wore, and he went to this Irish festival, and it was stolen by a very, very good pickpocketer, of course. And that's when Kyle started realizing all of that luck turned to bad luck, not that good luck. So turns out that one of the guys he saw in this Irish festival was his grandpa, or his granddad.
Who, I have to say, has the dumbest name I've ever heard of.
hey, you got
His name is, and I'll do the voice, Riley O'Reilly.
Well,
This is true.
Oh, O'Reilly. That's my name. Ow!
The writers were all, we'll just do this.
What should his first name be? Just make it the same.
But
not?
just in a fun fact, Harrison, all my high school years outside my smart friends, all my other friends thought my name was Roscoe. Only because they know me by Roscoe.
What the?
But also, there's a very talented musician from my home state of Georgia by the name of Phillips Phillips. So respect the name.
I'll also
Please and thank you.
one of the guys from Cool Runnings. His name is Doug E. Doug.
Dougie Doug, yeah.
Dougie Doug.
That's a homie.
Parents. Ugh.
So,
Well,
tell us about
anywho,
this.
so it turns out that coin, that lucky coin, was the clan of O'Reilly's luck, the family's luck. They literally refer to it as the clan of O'Reilly. I'm not going to even try to do
have
that.
clans, like the Wu-Tang clan is a clan.
A family is a clan. It's
Yeah.
just a lineage.
The clan McLeod.
You guys ever had clam chowder? No.
No,
Anyway.
just the clam kind.
It tastes like chicken for some weird reason.
It tastes like chicken.
Tastes like racism.
No,
weirdly
chicken
enough.
because there's black people in it.
So the whole thing is that the youngest member of the family is supposed to wear the luck of their clan, and if something were to happen to it, then the entire family's luck disappeared. All of a sudden, his mom was not cooking that healthy food, like the...
She got off her keto diet.
She did. She started putting piles of sausage and meats and whatnot on their plates in the good old
sounds
Irish
good.
fashion.
No corned beef and cabbage, I'm guessing.
No, they called it a meat pile, I want to say.
Now, don't go
Bangers
don't
and
go looking
hash
at
or
us.
some other
No.
stuff.
If you do, Brazzer that shit. Only fuck with the best meat piles.
Oh boy.
So mom's serving up the goods. Family is now back to their Irish roots. Kyle's being unlucky. Where does he go from there?
So from here, Kyle wakes up and he's got red hair, he's got pointy ears, and then he goes to see his parents, and lo and behold, Mom is now 2 inches tall.
I've tried to help you, sonny
She's
boy.
like a Polly Pocket.
That's right. and
No, sorry. A Polly O'Malley.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
O'Reilly.
Polly O'Reilly.
Polly O'Reilly.
O'Reilly.
That's what it is.
Not gonna lie, Polly Pockets and Max Mighty's were lit.
Mighty Max.
Oh, yeah, they were.
Yeah, or Mini Max.
Mighty Max.
Mighty Max. Word.
So anyway, it turns out that this evil leprechaun, which we've already mentioned, Seamus or Samus McTiernas. I thought it was Seamus. I looked it up, and there is no H in that name.
Yeah, that's why. It's Seamus.
Is that an Irish name?
S-E-A-M-U-S.
Yeah,
That's how, like the wrestler.
There's some.
Seamus.
I am
But H comes with an
uncultured.
H.
But yeah, he does say
Yeah,
that.
it's Seamus.
Okay, so I did hear it right.
Yeah.
So Seamus is this evil leprechaun who goes around stealing all of these clan coins for whatever reason. So Kyle and his grandpa and I believe his dad and his best... Oh, actually Bonnie. Bonnie was on a school tour at his grandpa's potato chip factory, by the
But
way.
wait. By Bonnie, do you mean Bonnie Bennett from Vampire Diaries?
No.
Or that's her friend? All right, I was about to spaz
This was
out
before
again.
that Bonnie
You also
back.
Okay.
you gotta love the fact that instead of his grandpa having a potato farm, he's got a potato chip factory.
A potato chip factory.
It's close.
It's very close. They
Keep
put
it
in
in
those
the
Irish
family.
jigs there.
Keep it in the family.
So they end up chasing him down, and where do they find him? Anyone? Drum roll, please.
Rainbow.
Oh, Carl.
At the end of the rainbow.
Oh, I got it. And
They
I
found a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, or at the bottom of the rainbow, however the saying goes. Anywho, so they find it, they get caught, then it's pretty much learned that Seamus loves bets. So Kyle says, well, I'm
He's
gonna...
a gambling man. Or
Yeah.
man? Or can you call him a man?
A gambling
Why not?
leprechaun.
I'm pretty sure he has a
He's a gambling fairy.
No, I'm not saying because of the penis.
He's
I'm
a
saying,
fairy.
I'm saying because of the Lord of the Rings kind of mentality of like, I'm not a man. I'm a dwarf. I'm not a man.
Oh,
dwarves
because
don't have
men are
genders?
human.
Because man is human.
Got. All right, word, bet.
It's kind of a slur.
Oh, we'll
Okay,
call-
so
oh,
yes, he's a
kinda
betting
racist.
leprechaun.
Yeah,
a
it's-
whole other
yeah.
conversation. All
Yeah.
right, word.
So this
We gotta
betting
get
leprechaun,
Lord of the Rings.
Kyle says, hey, I'm going to beat you at these games, and I'm going to win, and I'm going to get the luck of the clan back, and you're going to leave us alone forever.
Right.
So they disappear, fade to someplace in Ireland. Turns out it's Irish games.
Oh.
Seamus totally pulled the rug from out of under Kyle.
Yeah.
They were Irish games like hurling and
Shave the sheep.
yeah,
Like the log flip.
all those weird
Eat
things.
the mash.
And-
Oh my god.
And it turns out, didn't he lose?
well, he lost
was it
most of
tied?
He
them.
lost most of them.
But then there's one last one and one last contest that he can do. But I think he tricks him into what is I can only describe as a Space Jam-esque
Yes.
basketball game.
Yes, it was a double or nothing. Then you'll really leave us
And
alone.
what's the name in front of like the whole student body and shit?
Oh yeah, so they ended up doing this basketball
Team
game,
style.
and all of a sudden the entire school is there to watch this basketball game, and instead of a
Like
rival
every
team,
nightmare.
it's a bunch of adult leprechauns.
Only Seamus looks like a leprechaun. The rest look like a bunch of guys from the YMCA who were just playing a pickup
Right?
game.
Yeah, he's the only one that's got
old white.
the furry
And they gotta
face and
play
the
a
evil
bunch of-
eyes, and so Kyle wins it. I mean, surprise! Obviously, Disney likes the ending of the good story.
Oh, you
but
have to.
he
Well,
wins it,
yeah.
and the trick was, as long as Kyle won, Seamus would be left to live the rest of his days on the shores of Erie.
Erie.
And apparently,
Erie.
there's a land in Ireland called Erie.
Erie.
Yeah. So of course Seamus took the bet, didn't think anything of it. Well, he loses, and he says, "Oh yeah, no, I meant the Ohio Lake Erie." So Kyle turned it back around on him, but
Flipped it on
ultimately
him.
it
He
was
put that thing down, flipped it, and reversed it.
Yes.
He leprechaun a leprechaun as
It's
you
your
were
leprechaun
saying.
luck, don't you know? That's what Lizzie Elliott said.
So anyway, the whole point of the story was that this family left their heritage in the dark for their son because they wanted their son to live this normal, natural life, not having to worry about the days when the leprechauns came to the world and everyone hated them.
I mean, I get it, but there's also a level of, preparing your kids for what might come that is a bit important.
Right. And your heritage is
imagine.
important, right?
But the thing was, they didn't want to prepare him for what was to come. They just did like the family and what happened, so they just wanted to distance themselves from their family past and create a new family
Sure,
lyric.
and I get that, but could you
Which-
imagine, like, how
I
much
would
more
like
powerful?
to know if a gnome was going to come and visit me someday.
Yeah.
True, but the thing is, they didn't expect the son to get pickpocketed. They didn't
True.
expect the son
That's
to
true.
run into his
They
That's
grandfather.
what
live in
being prepared
America. What do
is.
you mean they didn't
But
expect
it's not
that?
New York.
But it's not yet, and it's in, and they lived in Michigan. Like, really, you should.
Well, unless it's Detroit.
I
man,
know, I was
other than
like,
that, yeah.
True, but
Flint still doesn't
But
have
he-
clean water, by the way.
Oh, really? I thought Elon Musk was supposed to be doing something.
man,
The
Elon Musk
government
ain't
don't
doing
want-
shit.
The government is not gonna let him do that.
People of Flint
Musk-
need to start doing
If
something for
Elon Musk
themselves.
was to do, Elon Musk is too busy trying to build that fucking truck of his right now. To
Oh, the
run it.
Lego truck.
Are you
Hold
talking
up,
about
though.
the one that
You know,
looks like
China's
it's
the
from
number
first
one
Halo game?
supplier
Yes,
for Tesla.
that the Warhol.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the coronavirus pretty much shut down all of the production of all their parts.
It's almost as if everything is a little too convenient.
Exactly.
Swish?
Or somebody's getting lucky.
Not us.
Word.
So, what's the lesson he learns? Sometimes it's good to be Irish,
No, the lesson he learns is that it's okay to be yourself. To
even
be
if you're a leprechaun.
well, yeah. I mean, to be proud of your heritage. And on top of all of that, one thing I hadn't mentioned is that his dad was not a leprechaun.
No, he
So-
was a human who fucked a leprechaun.
Yes.
And they didn't like that. That's
No.
part, that's
And
part
the
of reason why
leprechauns
Mom
don't
wanted that.
believe
Yeah.
in mixed marriages, and the humans don't really care for the leprechaun.
As a brown guy who has dated many white folk, let me tell you, I understand the dad's
inform
side
Please
of that.
inform me about
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Please inform
I mean,
me
I don't
as
think
a
anyone
black
at this
man.
table is really
So,
not knowing how all of the racism things
Yeah.
play effect.
Exactly.
all right, so with that, I want to turn it over to Roscoe Tenkoya. Please tell us about the best leprechaun movies that have ever featured Jennifer Aniston.
Oh, well, since
Very
we're gonna have
specific.
to say the best that feature Jennifer Aniston,
Or even the only
there's
ones.
only one, and is it really the best?
That's my favorite Jennifer.
It's my favorite Jennifer Aniston movie.
Point blank period.
Point blank period.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, but statistically, it's not up there, but it's one of the good ones.
You're like, it's not good, but also, I don't like it as much, but also, it does feature Jennifer Aniston.
But
and
also,
it is a movie.
It is hilarious.
I mean, it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I mean, it has its flaws, but yet it makes some joys. But I'll be talking about 1993's Leprechaun, which, as y'all have already heard, features Jennifer Aniston, a.k.a. her first ever theatrical movie release ever. So,
She played the leprechaun.
no, she played actually
The leprechaun's mom.
The leprechaun's mom.
I'm glad to see that.
one of the one of the few characters where I could say started off as a spoiled brat, but actually became a heroine.
Heroin?
Thank you.
Heroin.
Thank you for the
talking drug
correction
here?
in
Yeah, a
grammar.
little bit. But also, I mean, couldn't you say the same thing about Richie Rich?
Macaulay
I mean-
Culkin? Yo, that's a classic.
It's on Netflix now.
Yo, that's a whole other podcast. No, that's from the little homie from Ricky, Dicky, and Don.
No, they put the
No.
they put the old one on.
I know, but say there was a new Richie Rich,
Yeah, there's a new
and
Richie
the
Rich.
character on that is from
Jennifer
Ricky,
Aniston
Dicky, and
played
Don.
Richie Rich in the Leprechaun movie.
No, wait,
No.
that ain't him.
The chubby one?
That ain't Dickie.
They ain't Dicky with the
No,
blonde hair?
bro.
All right, well, you talk about that. I'm going to figure
I
out.
knows
that
my
real
I knows
Alright,
my
cool.
Nicky, Ricky, Dicky, and Don. But let me hit y'all with my bad, y'all. We went into a tangent. But one of the good things about Leprechaun is outside of the fact that it's a horror movie, we get good old bullshit B-rated comedy. Not as great as Freddy Krueger, but still good there.
It's still like a bad guy saying some lines.
Not even just the bad guy saying his lines. Even Alex, one of the little kid, fuck you, Lucky Charms. Even though that's still a good quote, but
Oh, that was a quarter of the movie, too.
but when you realize and watch it as a whole totality, I'm like, damn, we got some cheesy quotes. Like, I'm not gonna lie, one of my favorite quotes is after the leprechaun makes his first kill, he kills a dude with a pogo stick. He says, "That's gonna be hard to bounce back from."
He was right, because he was dead.
So the leprechaun, not only is he murderous and short, but he's got dad jokes.
He's got the ultimate of bad jokes. But let's set it up. It's 1981. Old man named Dan O'Grady comes on home to his wife making tea. Says, "We rich. I done captured a leprechaun and stole his gold." His wife's like, "All right, what else?" She then hears a little boy singing and talking to her in a briefcase. Yes, he captured the leprechaun in a briefcase. Don't
How
ask me
big
why.
was the briefcase?
Leprechaun size. Yes.
19, it's 1991. How big were the briefcase back then?
I mean, are you a coke dealer? What that I mean to say? Do you work
it's
at the stock
nice-
market?
It's a 1991 stock market briefcase.
Oh, so yeah.
Still too small to capture a leprechaun, but yet capture the leprechaun.
You need enough for your files and clothing to go cheat on your spouse.
He don't cheat because they old enough for the fact that when
This was a time of faithful
when
marriages.
old enough
there?
for the time that when Mrs. O'Grady let this leprechaun out, he pushed her down the steps and she dead. That's how old this family is.
No.
But Dan O'Grady's so mad at the fact of the death of his wife, he grabs a 4-leaf clover, locks the leprechaun up in the well. But before he could lock the leprechaun up, the leprechaun gives him a stroke.
Like a hand job.
No, heart stroke.
Oh.
And he made the hand motion, just for everyone listening.
I did, didn't I?
Yes, you did. 10 years passed. The house up for sale. A nice old California man has bought that house and brought him and his daughter, Tori Redding, played by Jennifer Aniston, as we know, to come live here. Only one thing I had to question about this while rewatching this movie. This movie's based in 1991. She got a workable wireless cell phone. Yes.
So she can keep in contact with her.
She called it the
friends.
outside world, but funny fact, the second time we see the cell phone, it's out of power, so she never even charged it to even help save them when they were getting attacked.
Those things carried like a 5-minute charge.
But in fun fact, she wants to leave, but she doesn't choose to leave because she meets the eye candy hunk of the movie, Nathan, who she bumps into, drops his paint dinner. She offers to pay it, only for him to be like, "Nah, it'll be better if you would say sorry." And I don't know why females always scared of spiders and whatnot. They can't take a challenge. All that misogynistic shit that he said made Tori say, "Fuck it, I'll stay here and live here."
Wait.
Yes,
wait,
I don't know if I would've stayed after all that.
It's the 90s, baby. Gotta love the 90s.
But bitches be scared of spiders, though.
We
I
are.
mean,
We are.
he
I'll
said
admit.
something
My
right.
sister, my older sister used to catch black widows.
Oh,
and
wait,
keep
she's not a
them-
bitch. She's not a bitch.
Yeah, thank you.
I hairspray them and then vacuum them up.
I scream and ask for help.
I used to be afraid, and then I started disassociating more.
Now
So,
punch
you
them
know.
niggas.
Yeah, he has. I seen him punch one in the wall, and I'm like,
I
I
wanna
know
see-
there's a fly swatter right there.
It's not an Irish movie, but I would like to see 8-Legged Freaks recast with Kelsey in there.
Yo.
Instead of Dave Arquette, just
Yes.
punching giant spiders.
Yes.
Leprechaun's pretty
Please.
diverse. It's like
Kiss his
Jason. Like
hand.
there's an a movie of him in space, in
Yeah.
Vegas, New York.
And in the hood.
There's a collection.
Yeah, in the hood.
We haven't had the Jason in the hood yet.
In all,
That nigga died.
in
He got
all
AK-47s
totality,
now.
there is 8 Leprechaun movies,
Uh-huh.
but I'm only gonna be covering 2 because these 2 technically, the 8th movie is a true sequel to the 91 Leprechaun, and as well as the true direct to movie sequel, it disregards everything beforehand. It just technically makes it a sequel in a 25-year base time skip. But long story short, Nathan has a little brother named Alex who's friends with a older dude named Ozzy who has mental illness.
What was the character of Mice and Men?
Lenny.
Yeah, he was the Lenny of the
Okay.
Yeah, he was like...
Yeah.
So he's gonna die.
No.
Oh.
Actually,
But-
they find the coin. They
Nah, he
find the
was.
gold. They don't believe it's real gold. Ozzy bites onto it and accidentally swallows the
Sick.
coin.
He's like, no, it's some chocolate.
Ooh.
And
2 hours, I'll be right out.
Which brings up one of my favorite parts of the movie. He's like, oh, I can see when the leprechaun's like, oh, I know it's in you, big fella. How about I cut it off of you? Then he takes like the buckle off his shoe and starts slicing up the nigga's stomach and shit, trying to cut it out of him. Like, yo, he about that business. And he's sitting there like, oh. But he doesn't know he got that R strength.
so just wait. Just wait. If that's your favorite scene, then you might like this Leprechaun Returns movie because
need to
So
watch
wait,
that
so wait, so real quick, Leprechaun 1. How does Jennifer Aniston kill this leprechaun? Or
well,
find out with it?
they technically have to do a lot of things because this leprechaun chases them throughout the whole rest of the day trying to get the gold from him. But we come to find out from this movie, one of his greatest weakness is he has a compulsion to clean shoes. So whenever he sees shoes and they're dirty, he gotta clean them.
No.
So at one time,
Come to my house,
just to get
John.
at
Slave mentality.
literally one scene, Jennifer Aniston, Nathan, Ozzy, and Alex are just throwing shoes at him, which the leprechaun runs around and cleans them all, allowing them to run away.
That sounds like he's got obsessive compulsive disorders.
It's true.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like that's
But on the Kelsey's note, another one of my favorite scenes. While they're trying to run away from him, the leprechaun does one of the greatest things. He chases them on rollerblades, a bicycle, a tricycle.
Nigga, you hit like 80 on that tricycle.
hold on. Wheels on my feet don't work.
Yep.
What about my feet on wheels? 3 wheels? No, more wheels. What?
Yes.
Yes.
It all makes sense.
It makes no sense but sense at the same time. The only way that they kill him is they go to the old folks' home where they meet Dan O'Reilly, who tells them that 4-leaf clovers is his weakness, and you gotta contain him with a 4-leaf whatever you trap him with, put a 4-leaf clover on it. But they really didn't get that answer until after they got there and found Dan O'Reilly killed by the leprechaun, and he whispers it as his last dying breath. They get back to the house. They find a 4-leaf clover. Actually, I want to say it is before Ozzy's death.
Maybe.
Alex waddles up a 4-leaf clover, says "fuck you, Lucky Charms," shoots it right into his mouth, which causes the leprechaun to choke, fall into the well in front of the house, which then leads Nathan to go grab a gas can, pour gas can into the well, then throw a light in there, blow it up. But to our belief, the leprechaun isn't dead because while the cops and probably Tori's dad comes in to see what's happening, we're getting left off with a non-incohesive rhyme from the leprechaun basically saying he'll be back for his gold.
1, 2, I buckled my shoe. 3, 4,
Oh, he
I
came
got
back.
the door.
I will skip through all of one of the other ones as I...
Oh, we about to skip to a new person talking.
Yeah.
But no, I would just say, in this Leprechaun Returns, it's a 25-year time skip.
They just change locations, but the story always stays the same.
He comes back and he's like,
Yeah.
hopefully there's no more 4-leaf clovers.
They change locations, but the thing
Someone
is,
took my gold again.
Niggas are greedy.
with Leprechaun Returns, it's 25 years since the first movie. Instead of Tori coming back, it's a chick playing Lila who happens to play Jennifer Aniston's daughter, Jennifer Aniston's character in this storyline died a year before this movie, so
Yeah, because she knew the movie was coming. It didn't
well,
want to
no,
fucking
actually,
deal
no.
with
The truth is, this movie went straight to TV. This actually was,
it. Not even DVD or VHS.
Hold on.
but it went to sci-fi, which at this time and period, during this time and period, this was during the sci-fi TV movies were hits.
I just have a question.
Yes.
Is Jennifer Aniston's character's kid from the misogynistic man that she met with the paint thinner?
No, no, because their name. No, she married another man because
Oh, snap.
her last
Progression.
name is
On to the next.
Oh, Seamus.
no, her last name
Oh, Daly.
No,
it is Jenkins. And
Jinkies.
What she
That's what
meant.
I thought of.
I don't know.
All right.
But it's first off, her name's Lila and last name Jenkins. So, but yeah, Lila grew up basically as a child from a parent who was fear-mongered and always told her to fear monsters and
like
whatnot.
Jamie Lee Curtis and her daughter in the latest
And-
Halloween
I was
film.
gonna say, this
Yeah.
sounds
Yes,
way
She
familiar.
didn't let her watch Willy Wonka.
Yes, but the difference about
Candy.
that,
Yeah,
the
or
difference
Candy.
about that too,
Or
as
City
well
Slickers.
as
It was getting that goal too.
Lila throughout this movie, she will be having scary dreams about a leprechaun and whatnot.
We all did.
But no, she was having this prior before the leprechaun got free. But her and her sorority bought this house. The house happened to be Tori's original house from one. She gets a
They make this story seem way more intense than it is.
One of the cool things that I will say that is good about this Leprechaun Returns is Lila meets Ozzy because Ozzy drives her to, like, she rides a bus and then Ozzy picks her up and drives her to the house. And while driving, like, she finds out that Ozzy used to be a friend of her mom's. Ozzy also this is when you also find out she died a year before from cancer and whatnot. But
Leprechaun can't.
but one of the crazy things is Ozzy. What makes
No
a
treatment.
cool little trope is Ozzy drops her off and he has this weird looking stare at the well and where the leprechaun died at. Drives away, but realized he dropped his phone while helping out Lila, so he had to go back. Some odd reason has him look over the well. Green spew flies up, has green spew on his face, but not that happens. Out of nowhere, his stomach starts hurting.
I get that.
But no, you see a claw come out his stomach from both sides, and then you see the leprechaun's head pop out, and then he says, "Papa."
How on
Okay,
earth
so Ozzy,
did this happen?
so Ozzy was a special nigga from the first movie.
Yeah.
Fast forward, he riding the special bus.
He ain't.
Gotcha.
He's driving the.
He's driving the bus.
He's driving a. No, he's driving a truck.
So
He's driving
wait,
the crush truck.
He,
my question is, did the coin just gestate in there for so long?
the coin stayed in his body for
More-
a whole
more
25 years, and the leprechaun said.
That was me being sarcastic.
the leprechaun said.
Because the more questions asked,
Oh
the
my
longer it goes
coin!
on.
Oh my coin from 25 years ago, and now
Kelsey's trying
his
to
goal
do the
is to
quick,
try to
right?
get.
That sounds like a reach.
But
That definitely
now he
sounds
tries
like a
to go
reach.
and get more of his
What
coins
is
back.
happening?
And yes,
I hate this.
Oh, bro.
I'm gonna hold on.
there is so many things that I had to hate because you ready for this fun part?
No.
The leprechaun. You come to find out that the leprechaun's magic powers are not just tied into his gold coins.
It's what?
It's tied into his of killing. So he had to kill some people to just get more magic powers.
You know,
Kill for power. That sounds about right.
Don't ask me. So his
Nobody did. Literally, nobody asked you, but you continually did tell us.
Jeffrey Dahmer.
With that being
John
said,
Wayne Gacy.
Exactly.
All these men killed and it gave them power. This leprechaun also has magic on top. Fuck that. Let's go to another fictional character. I'm turning it over to Michelle. Michelle, we're switching gears.
I guess
Yeah.
we're saving the best for last,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah,
Let me
me.
cross my legs real quick.
I kind of went with the theme of
Hold on.
But can I
Hold
just
on.
say,
No,
the movie ends with Leprechaun dying and then coming back.
Of course.
But yet, he has to go to Bismarck, North Dakota to kill all the
thought you
rest of the
were gonna say
people.
Bismarck.
I was so ready for Bismarck.
You would never, no. You would never talk about me going on and on about my goddamn music selections and my history. You would never. One thing you know about me, boy, you put me.
But he
through.
had to go to Bismarck and now he about to kill everybody in Bismarck for
You
his
pin
goal.
me down. I'm gonna make sure it all goes around. I got that.
I can definitely encourage people to not watch Leprechaun.
If you
No,
want
watch
to
the movie. No, watch the
watch them, but I will recommend watching them
Too
drunk.
close to the mic.
watch them, but I would recommend either being drunk or high. It is a good comedy horror movie.
I feel...
Don't put logic into these movies and don't try to look
Leprechaun
for the logic
left
in it.
logic many movies ago.
I feel like you were trying to put logic into
No,
it.
these are things that I found
What we're
out.
trying to do logically is segue into you, Michelle.
I know.
I know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so
What I found out was I should be watching Leprechaun at 3 in the morning.
No.
Don't give me a project to do research on.
So Michelle,
Yeah.
what did you research for this special episode today?
So I went with more of like the Irish, the Celtic like undertones for comic book characters.
Oh, FYI, Kelsey is of Celtic origin. It means Isle.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, intriguing.
Because I'm
Fun
always
fact.
wet because I'm dripping.
Oh.
That's where it comes from.
So mine is
I
Matt
swear,
Murdock,
actually.
Daredevil.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Which one?
Man, bitch.
Well, we're talking about this so season 2 touches more on it.
Oh, the
Yeah,
Charlie
because-
Cox, not the Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
Where
Yeah,
you don't want
because-
to touch that Ben Affleck?
I
We're
do.
good on
Okay.
that one.
I'll touch that all
Yeah.
day.
Word,
But
respect.
as being
Oh,
a
that-
lawyer in Hell's Kitchen, Frank Miller kind of explains how you see this battle between his Catholicism and him being a vigilante. And, he's the one who's bringing on the punishment for these criminals. So, yeah, Irish are big on their Catholic faith. Not all of them, but it's a big undertone that you see, whether it's in New York, Boston,
Or even like the symbols they allow them to get tatted is normally a cross as well.
Correct.
Yeah, like Luke.
Yep. And
Great,
so,
finish that
unlike the
goddamn
other
tab.
Marvel characters who can be demigods and everything, he's a human who has these kind of powers, but at the same time, he's also able to use that with his blind faith.
I see what you did there.
Yeah.
It works.
Pun intended.
Hey. But yeah, because the other characters, you have to think like Thor and all of them, yeah, they can justify everything because they're like, oh, I'm a god, I know this and that. Where he's kind of using the evidence from being a lawyer, but also from his faith and kind of battling that. So I picked him for the Irish thing.
Well, there's a lot
Thing.
there with Daredevil and Matt Murdock that, he does rely back on it, especially in his darkest times,
Yeah.
But he doesn't have the accents.
Yeah.
Oh, another actor
His
without
darkest
the
time is
accent.
all the time.
Is it his darkest times all the time?
Yeah.
Oh, that
So
was a
him and
blind
Luke
joke.
Cage to get along.
Hey, I can make that. I'm happy. He's dark all the time.
You do have the right.
Yeah.
You
So
do
you
have the
drinking
right.
this shit?
Hey,
No, he's not texting any little
I'm just
girls.
saying. I can.
So as like
I
a
can say blonde
vigilante,
is
he's
blonde.
always
comment.
asking for his penance and
Yes.
yeah.
First off, I heard that statement. Both of y'all ass trash.
First off, you already talked.
Yeah.
I'm not a part of this Drake debate.
So does his faith come in to play when he has those morally gray areas to deal with, or does
Yeah.
the Irish side ever come back in a big way? Because it is Marvel,
Yeah,
and there
and-
is a chance that a demonic leprechaun could come for him.
Yeah. And so, like, in the Reborn from 1986, Frank Miller talks about
Nice.
how he's, like, asking for the penance for punishing as a vigilante. Is it really his duty to be doing that?
Right.
It's kind of a battle, but...
Well,
I mean,
especially when he's got people
obviously
like
doesn't
Punisher
stop
in his
him.
life.
Yes.
You know, that lines up with some Catholic guilt, but in a very
Yeah.
And he
flagellating way.
And he
Yeah.
dates Electra, so there has to be a conflict of interest as well.
Because
Yeah.
she's brown.
No.
Depending
Everybody in
on
the Bible
which
was
variation.
brown. Everybody in the Bible is brown.
Depending on which variation.
no.
We just had this
Electra
whole
is brown.
conversation. We're not another podcast because we did talk about that the other night.
Yeah.
But with that being said about Matt Murdock and his Irishness, when they do recast him, because it's gonna have to happen, who would you like to see play him? Would you want somebody to be more traditionally Irish? Would you like that see that be focused more into his character than just loosely touched upon?
No, I mean, I think he did a phenomenal job as Daredevil. I couldn't say who I would picture in that role. I think it's good to touch on it, too, because a lot of the other superheroes you see as, like, Norse gods or, some Greek undertones where
Oh, it
he's
ties
one
into
of
the
those...
history,
Yeah.
the culture even.
Yeah. And where his is more on this more modern, the Catholicism and everything, so...
I guess if I had to throw any kind of casting, note, Matt Murdock has always been a redhead.
Yeah.
Word.
You know, Charlie Cox not so much, and Ben Affleck obviously died
Obviously
wig.
not.
Like,
Yeah.
that was.
Don't do that though.
I'm going to. That was a bad movie.
No, it was not.
Yes, I'm gonna be honest. The director's cut was
and
so
for that
much
time
great.
period, it was a fine
It was a
movie.
great movie for its time.
You know how some people wear Crocs and socks and think it's great, and other people don't, and they think
Maybe it's good
fine?
for the feet. I don't literally walk in
I
that
don't
shoe,
wear
so I will
Crocs
not
and I don't
cast
like
stones.
open
Yeah.
toe shoes.
I don't like
can't
it.
do
So my opinion is, it's a bad movie.
Fine.
tomato.
And everyone's entitled to their own opinions.
Except
Wrong.
for Nazis.
Except
Fuck
for those Nazis.
They get punched in the face for free.
Except
What
for
he
David
said.
Rule.
Catch- It's a 2-for-1 special,
Just-
and it's going fast.
Just after seeing Sonic, I would say James Marsden. I still fuck with him. I want to see him redeemed.
You
But
want him as Daredevil?
I have no problem with He's a legit actor, but it depends if you want to go older or a younger man.
Yeah,
That's
that
the
would
thing,
make
too.
the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd say mid-30s Charlie Cox age was perfect.
Yeah, but they're not going to recast.
They
Charlie.
might, actually.
They might. Anything's
Tom
possible.
Hiddleston
Okay.
recently has been pushing for...
Yeah, but
them
Spider-Man
to
can
bring
get
him
everything
back.
to happen.
No, it's Tom Holland.
No.
No, I'm
That's
talking
my
about
fault.
Loki.
No,
Yeah,
wait.
Loki.
Loki's stepping in,
But still,
and he's like, hey, if you guys were smart,
yeah.
You bring back
but they
these
don't have
people.
to listen to actors because that was the thing.
they
You
don't
know,
have to.
A lot of things would have went differently. But if they don't go back with Charlie Cox, who would you like to see?
If it's like an older version, I don't know.
Or what do you want to see? An older version or a younger
you're
version?
Right.
Like-
I'd say mid-30s is where I'd like my Daredevil age to
Yeah.
be.
Like seasoned.
Yeah, seasoned. I don't want some young kid who's just newly blind.
I just graduated from Yale.
Yeah,
I
no,
want him to
fuck
know what
that.
he's doing while he's
You don't want to see
blind.
Yeah,
you don't want to see Daredevil yellow or year one.
No,
Daredevil.
I do not want
Okay,
Yellow
cool.
Suit Daredevil. Now, Robert Pattinson jumping in and taking the young Bruce Wayne role.
Year
great.
two, yeah.
Yeah, year 2, love it. For Daredevil, I mean, I just had a weird thought in my head just because I imagined him with the mask, and now I don't know how I feel about it. But fuck it, I'm going to throw it on the table because it's St. Patrick's Day and we've all had a little bit to drink. Ryan Gosling.
Really?
Yum.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, that's probably.
Imagine him with the mask. No, yum indeed. Imagine
No,
him with the
'cause
mask.
he's already been
I'm liking it.
always attached to playing superheroes, and since DC hasn't grabbed him yet, 'cause he
Yeah.
could have been Aquaman.
I'd say Ryan
He put on
Gosling.
like 20 pounds of most. He could
Could
have
you
been Aquaman
imagine him
easily.
with the mask on and he's got that smirk and you're just like, oh, Daredevil about to
Yeah.
go beat some hand ass.
Yeah.
No,
I am-
And I
He's
have to
about to
agree.
go hand them their ass.
I have to agree. I would have to have the middle-aged ones because
Yeah.
then he's more cynical and seeing the
not-
harshness of the world.
He's not still new. He's not so green that he's like, this town can be saved by me and me
Yeah.
alone. Instead, he's like,
And
no, you
to
gotta
be
do some
honest-
shady shit.
Yeah.
Okay, so with that, Daredevil, a lot of fun fan casting there. But he uses echolocation. He basically he can see around without actually seeing.
Mm-hmm.
Now I wonder with the next person that we're about to talk about, can he do the same thing if the voice bounced back to him? Who are you talking about?
Oh, actually, she can. Because Siren gets her ability from her father, Banshee. Sean Cassidy. That's who I'm about talking about, who debuted at X-Men 28 in 1967, but who officially joined the X-Men squad in Giant Size X-Men #1 back in the day, who also came into the book with Storm, Nightcrawler, Colossus, the Wolverine, Sunfire, my boy, and R.I.P. the Thunderbird, the first.
Oh shit, Thunderbird did die.
You feel proud right now, don't you?
I feel like that was a really long shout out to.
Yeah, like of the character you're not talking about.
No, I'm talking about Banshee.
Wait, were you talking about Colossus or
No, I'm
Nightcrawler
talking
or
about-
the Wolverine?
I made it clear.
All of the X-Men.
She gets the ability
Was
from
this
her
a Charles
father.
Xavier talk?
He's talking about Siren.
No, I'm talking about Banshee.
Yeah.
Will you let me speak?
No.
I got
You had
lost
your
there.
turn.
I got really lost there too.
Exactly.
There was like 4 generations of X-Men there and a dead
Exactly.
Native American.
Just to clear it up, I was referring to Banshee, like I said earlier.
So tell me about Banshee, Mr. Sean Cassidy.
Yes, he actually was a spy at a time, working for the Irish government.
Okay.
So that's how he came in cahoots with Charles before he really knew Charles was doing what he was doing with the X-Men, because he was buddies too with Maura Taggart on Mirror Island. So that's how they connected. And then
She's Irish or Scottish?
I'm gonna go with Scottish.
I'd imagine so.
Hell yeah, the hair, Maura Taggart, because she kind of talked like
Mick
this.
Taggart kind of
Mick
has
Taggart
more
rolls
of a...
off the tongue.
Let's see if I can do...
Moira.
I'll do my best Scottish accent.
Scottish.
My name is Moira Mick Taggart.
Nah, her voice
Is
ain't
that it?
deep,
Was that
though.
it?
Nah,
I felt like that
nah.
was a caveman.
This
Who was
is
that?
Moira Mick Taggart.
That's just racist.
Mick
I'm
Taggart.
just gonna throw this out here. I tried
You
to
got a cat
Google
in
her
it?
name. There's someone actually with that name.
Kill
A
her.
real person.
We should end with...
Oh, don't end her life.
No, we have to end her life. So
then
she
our
gets the next
timeline
one.
ends. You know what? Everything ends. Hitman taught me that. Anywho.
But Hickman also taught us that he refused to accept that.
Why is he
that.
named Banshee?
Banshee, because
Michelle keeping us on.
no, I'm gonna get there. Because in Irish lore, these are these creatures that yell, and some of them also called sirens. What they do with their voices and what they use their voices for is to bring in these fucking drunk ass sailors on their boats. Like, hey, come here. We women, yada yada yada.
Sirens do, but banshees is more of a haunting cry, like
Yours,
a scream.
just like Sarah Banshee in the DC comic books. But then sometimes it's like, you know what? You're loud.
Yeah, no. A banshee, I think I would equate more to like a Left 4 Dead witch.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Where it's like,
But there's different forms of banshee. Because
One more
Teen
time, please.
Wolf. Oh, girl was a banshee.
Exactly. And a lot of
Her
times,
banshee ability just allowed her.
and
to
a lot
see
of times
monsters.
too in that lore, banshees are predominantly female. But he took the name from his Irish pride and his mutant ability to cast out sonic sounds from his vocal cords that allow him to propel himself off of objects and the ground and give him the ability to fly.
And you know what? I will say, First Class, I don't know how, split people are on it. I loved it, but I also liked when
loved
he
it too.
started being able to use it to
Yeah.
Exactly.
actually give
and you
himself
saw that
boost.
progression.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
that probably had one of the better montages in any superhero film because it had to deal with not just one character, a multitude of characters. And even when Banshee like tapped on the fish tank and used that's echolocation,
Oh, yeah.
he did that shit in the water too to figure out what a sub was. So his ability is not just not screaming real loud. He could be very precise with it also, and he has the ability to cancel out noise too in certain capacities.
Well, and that's one of those cool things with mutants where it starts off as a very straightforward, whether useful or not useful power.
Yes.
And then you see other dynamics for it, like, for instance, the Bendis character, Eyeboy.
Yes.
He's got eyes everywhere, but then you're like, oh, you can actually... With all that, eyes, you get a better perception of what's actually happening.
Exactly. And his
vibrations
brain has the
and-
ability to also
Process all
process
that,
it and
yeah.
comprehend that shit all at once. So it's like almost like a chameleon / a fly. Like it's different between seeing different things, but now you know exactly where everything is coming from.
Wait,
Now-
so he's Pain?
Not necessarily. I can't say that because I didn't watch all that. You know, I didn't watch all that Sudoku art.
But Pain, but Pain had 6 different bodies.
Payne
But
was redhead, but he was an Irish. So
and
we
they
talking
allowed
about
him to see. No, but I was talking about Mutant with the eyes.
Yeah,
Eyeboy.
Eyeboy.
Yeah, Eyeboy, because Pain, he had 6 different people, and even though Main Pain, all 6 of them
Main
could-
pain.
Yeah.
Main Pain.
Main Pain.
Main Pain.
But all 6 versions of Pain could see everybody's version. That's why it was harder to fight Pain and
Word.
Stupid.
So with Banshee, from what I remember from the comics, he actually did help Emma Frost lead a group
Yes.
of mutants. And,
Yes, he was co-headmaster with Emma Frost when it came to the Generation X comic book. Because after Emma Frost had her falling out with the Hellfire Club and her team group, her equivalent to the New Mutants, they all died. She wanted retribution. She wanted to be a better person, and she wanted to also bring up a new generation of mutants. So she teamed up with Sean Cassidy, and they created their own sector adjacent to the Westchester School for School for the Gifted Youngsters at Xavier Institute, and that was Gen X. Which it still always bothered me that the fact that Jubilee was on that squad when she was been an X-Man for years. But then again, it was like one of those things. Comics, we need a main character to be on the series, so they put Jubilee in, and he was right there with Emma doing what they was doing. And also that comes from his time spending with Mora on Muir Island, because when Charles couldn't figure out what was going on with the mutant and the abilities, they sent them to Muir Island. That's when Sean was over there too, helping her with that, figure out mutant abilities and helping these kids grow.
Wait, and we're talking about that's how the '90s Gen X started.
Yeah, Gen X.
Dang, I should have. For some
There's
reason,
a lot
I
of
wanted.
stuff in that one.
For some reason, I wanted to start Gen X, but it just never caught my attention.
I will tell you, the writing is kind of
It's
dated.
not the best. Yeah,
It was just something. I was just like, Gen X. Oh, it's a new set of mutants. Oh, it's Emma Frost. But as a little kid, I just was like, meh.
Word, and also like being an X-Men too, you have to deal with villains, and one of his prominent adversaries / rivals is his cousin, Black Tom Cassidy, who has the ability to manipulate plant life and also channel biochemical energy through plants. Because if you watch the X-Men animated cartoon, you know all about that. Because Black Tom used to team up with the boy Kane Marco, aka the Juggernaut, and they had their little riff. But the fascinating thing about Sean and Black Tom Cassidy is the fact that they're related, so their powers cancel out, just like the Summers brothers. Because Cyclops and Havoc abilities don't affect each other because of
he's,
some
immune to
weird,
it.
because of some weird DNA.
Mutant gene. That
Yeah,
cancels
mutant gene
each
that,
other
but it doesn't work for
It's
all
a-
siblings.
yeah.
It's just weird like that.
Because it didn't work for Colossus and
Imagine, but then again, their powers are
the
concussive
same,
or
yeah.
offensive, even with Scarlet Witch and Pietro. But then
Yeah,
again,
that
Scarlet
shit
Witch
is-
not a mutant and all that.
Whole lot of weird
Shit.
stuff there. Yeah.
Still ain't been defined.
Word. And yeah, because Banshee has a fascinating legacy. Like, he's been a part of the team. He has not. Like, recently he just came back to life because he's died. And now that Jonathan Hickman has rebooted the whole X-Men
All hail
franchise,
Hickman.
he's gonna pop back up sometime soon. Like his daughter Siren, which I mentioned earlier.
Banshee back?
Oh no, he's been back. But
I
he's like a
know.
weird zombie that
Yeah,
is
you
also
were-
low key controlling.
I remember you telling me that he was a zombie, but
Yeah.
like just the fact that he's about to get his soul
Oh,
back. I
Even
can't wait.
before that, getting into Uncanny Visions, this nigga was a whole Horseman Apocalypse with a Sentry,
Oh, shit,
Grim
he
Reaper,
was.
and was it Dakin?
It was.
It was
was
Dakin,
Dakin.
Banshee, Sentry, and the Reaper. Reaper, who's Wonder Man's brother. A whole Herald of Apocalypse, and that shit got wild.
Yeah, that was-
Cause that's when he died, and he came back after that shit.
Yeah.
Yes, that shit was popping. Then he has a daughter named Siren, who has basically the same power set as Banshee, but then again, her shit is different. I'm not gonna get all into that shit, but she is multiple man's baby mama that had that thing. And one of the cool things too about Siren, when it was Fear itself, when all these heroes and villains got hammers, they couldn't figure out how to stop Juggernaut with this basically Thor hammer. So they had all these different scenarios. Like they had fucking Gambit charge up Rock Slide to blow him up. They was doing all these weird fanfish combinations. Like they had fucking Siren like yell at her max in the Dazzler, who has the ability to turn sound into light, and she did that shit so loud that Dazzler shot off a fucking laser equivalent to a fucking nuclear blast. Still didn't stop the fucking Juggernaut with that power.
Damn.
So that's when Colossus had to talk to Sidorak and get the power of the Juggernaut to become Colossonaut, which I talked about multiple times, was one of the dopest eras of the X-Men. But Colossus with the power of the Juggernaut still wasn't even strong enough to even stop that version of the Juggernaut with the hammer. But that's neither here nor there. But that's all I want to say about that boy Banshee. Hopefully he gets re-brought back up into the MCU. That's going to be interesting to see that. Even if they don't make Siren his daughter, they can even make that their new like sister-brother combination, since their powers are very similar. They be like, fuck it. If Pietro and Wanda ain't twins, let's have the Sonic twins. So the Sonic siblings, if you will.
That's not bad.
Yeah.
Word.
That could work.
I don't try to be bad. I'm a good boy.
Shut.
Oh, Jesus. We were doing...
Jesus.
No.
No.
Cheez-Its?
No,
Jesus.
Jesus. He being a woman empowerment man.
Well, I've never known him to be that.
And it's,
No.
I've empowered some women with some things.
Penis, that's so
Power
sexiness.
pole. That's that Goku in me.
So Nathan of you.
So I mean, I think that's a good stopping place for us today for this very special episode.
Don't stop, get it.
For those of you out there celebrating St. Patrick's Day, drink up, have a good time, but be safe, and remember, Kelsey is a female empowerment man.
And if somebody
Yes.
tries to pinch you while you're wearing blue, tell them they're wrong and pinch them back.
And you don't need to watch the Leprechaun movies.
No, you
heard
do.
all about
No,
them.
no.
Yeah.
You heard all about them.
Skip
Tom.
one,
details.
just watch two.
So Leslie, thank you so much for being on the show today. We're so happy to have you. We you've been on both. Hopefully we see more of you.
Happy
Is there
to be here.
anything you'd like to plug? Where can the people find you?
No plugs. Just happy to be a guest on the show. Thank you so much for having me on this crossover episode here.
Yeah.
This is
No,
fantastic.
thank you for being a part of the
Thanks for
experience.
being here.
Yeah, and then next time we have a crossover a guest, you can say like, "Oh, I was the new kid last year." You know?
Totally.
True that.
Yeah. Who was that? Was that Supergirl at the end?
No, that was Bat- that was
Black
Batgirl.
Lightning.
That was Batgirl
It was
and
Batgirl.
Batwoman.
That was Batgirl
It's Batwoman.
said, nah,
'Cause she turns
it's
to
all
Black
right. I was
Lightning.
the new kid last
Yeah,
year.
you're good.
Wait, y'all do this every year?
Michelle, as always, you're part of the team. Thank you for being here. Anything you want to plug, and where can the people find you?
Nothing to plug. Just have a safe St. Patty's Day. Get drunk. And I am M. Lee Gideon on Instagram.
Okay,
Gnarly.
Roscoe.
You know where to find me, guys. I'll be on the Xbox, Roscoe Tinkoya. I still need to help you on. First off, you don't never send me no message saying I'm on. Let's
I
get
know,
it
because you
cracking.
get online when it's late at night and I'm watching Doctor Who.
No.
I'm already 6 beers in
so bad.
watching Doctor Who.
No.
First off, this need to be a wrap like a
Needs to be
burrito.
edited out
That is true.
properly.
But yeah, find me on those places, and find me in those places. Or should I say place?
I was gonna
But
say, you
if
only
you're trying to
mentioned
look
one.
for me anywhere else, you can just type in Roscoe Tinkoya. I may add you, but not post shit. Facebook, Snapchat, Instagram.
Also, you can always find him and his feelings.
Oh yeah, like a little emo
easy
kid.
with that. All right, Kelsey, what do you want to plug? Where can the people find you?
As always, you can find me on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook, Escaping Velocity. Because that's where I work at sometimes
Escape
too.
Velocity.
Word. It is what it is, though. Saturdays, 3 to 7. I'm there.
Stalk them.
Hey, you want to be a Joe? I will always give you a show. If you want to see a show, see me dance. And I'm just so lucky, so Irish, so flyish to be a part of these two fantastic podcasts.
It has been a real fun time.
Exactly. Almost too fun.
You know, we're actually about to hit 30 episodes with Escaping.
Yeah. Well, we should be hitting 10 soon on Yo Where the Captions. By
That's
the
right.
time you hear this, we should already be on our 10th episode. But always, I'm Kels. Faux show.
You know, I gotta agree with you. I love
Kels for show?
Yeah, that too. I love doing Escaping with you, and I love being here when you guys record Yo Where the Captions at.
Right.
Every
Yeah,
time
me
that
too,
I edit
Freddie.
it, every time that I go through and get it ready to be on the the network.
Wait, if he's Freddie, I'm Sam, right?
No,
Or
you Carly.
I'm Carly,
I'm
you
Sam.
Sam. Alright, word. No,
Yo,
I'm Gibby.
Wait, we're gonna fuck?
Well,
No, I gotta be Sam. Like, I would have a butter sock if we
Yo.
said
We
love.
gotta.
We gotta
Butter.
fucking close this off, man. You guys are great. I love you. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Yo Where the Captions at Escaping Podcast, both locations. You can find me, Daniel Rojas, on Facebook, Blue Morpho on Instagram. I'm trying to be more active on there, but you know what? It might just be pictures of me in a towel asking you, is it art? It usually isn't, but you know, try and validate me.
True.
Art is subjective.
We will see you next time, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. Remember, there can only be one chum bucket. Be one or be nothing.